Yeah, kia ora tatu katoa i te apo. Welcome to Blood, Sweat and Talanoa. Also, I'd like to introduce my good also here, Te Hau, kia orana malo nei. And also kia orana to our special guests that we have here tonight, Clark Tuagalu. Thank you for coming on to share your journey with us, Clark. Before we start, if you could tell us a bit about yourself, where you originated from, and then we'll start our journey with you. Thank you, Clark.
Thank you. First of all, talofa lava and whakalofa lava lahi atu, and thank you for having me on the BST podcast. I'm excited to share my journey in fitness, particularly HYROX and overall well-being. About myself, I've always been passionate about staying active, but my fitness journey has evolved over the years, and I've been active most of my life since childhood. My interest in structured fitness training grew as I got older, and I wanted to challenge myself in new ways, and that's how I came across HYROX.
Right.
I'm a Samoan, born in Tokoroa, and my parents immigrated from Samoa. My father's from Savaii Lefanga, and my mother is from Falelima, Savaii. In regards to HYROX, it's a competition that combines endurance and functional strength, perfect for someone like me who enjoys both running and resistance training. And I also am passionate about exercise because I use it to manage my weight. And at my heaviest, I was 95. That was about 10 years ago. And now I'm averaging 83, 84 kgs.
Okay. Yeah.
And my playing day, interestingly, when I was playing rugby and rugby league, I was 82 kgs. So I've been able to get back to that weight. Yeah.
Hey, that's you're talking about your weight. I mean, uh, yeah, your journey with high rocks. Yeah, we'll get into the subject. Yeah, my playing weight back then. I'm a couple of years younger than yourself. Was probably 120s in the 20s, 120s. Or like
Excuse me?
front rower. But now, as you get a bit lazy, I get older, you tend to go off all that the training you used to do before. But I'm on a personal journey myself now, and I've been watching your gigs online. You're on Facebook and that, and yeah, it is a good inspiration there. I mean, I must admit, like January the 1st this year, I weighed in at 150. So
Yeah.
prior to that, because I used to be a competitive powerlifter, and that was my competitive weight group was 150. But yeah, I just didn't feel right. So right now, I changed my food plan and got into a little bit more exercise, such as more cardio and stuff. And yeah, just watching your videos. Yeah, and then I've down to 133 now. So just slowly getting down there.
Excellent.
But,
15 kgs in how many
yeah.
months?
Oh,
How many
and
months?
since January the 2nd this year,
Excellent.
2025.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
and it's
huge.
taken me how long to think about it? Like, oh, I'm 54 now, and gee, just starting to realise, oh, okay, you know. But I'm really interested in what we are going to hear from you as well.
Cool.
So prior to you doing High Rocks, were you doing anything else prior to that? I mean, you like you said, you played rugby and league. When you finished playing those sort of sports, were you? I mean, during that the sporting time, you're obviously doing the gym work and all that stuff, and that were you?
Yes. I was mainly involved in team type sports.
Oh, yeah,
For example, touch. I played touch
mm.
and played masters sort of rugby league,
Oh,
but
yes,
that was always off and on. I wasn't consistent with it. Touch I was for the last 3 years. Played for North Harbour here, and we
mm.
also played in the Touch Nationals. That's
Yeah,
at the over 50s age group level.
yes, yes,
And yeah, I enjoyed my time, but when I found HYROX, I took it
yeah,
up to a whole new level because
yeah.
and I started training for HYROX in July 2023 and completed my first race in Brisbane in August 2024. And most recently, I competed in the HYROX Auckland on February 1. So, that's that's where I'm at now in my journey of
Mm-hmm.
fitness.
Yeah.
So, as you guys understand, you go through these life stages,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I guess I've come full circle. I started in teen. I started athletics and then team sports, and then I've come around to
Big.
doing
Yeah.
single individual type sports.
Individual. Yeah.
HYROX allows me to do that, and in some ways it's convenient because I work out at home. I've got my home gym,
I see.
and
Yeah.
I don't belong to a paid gym. I don't
Mm.
remember when I last paid for a
Yeah.
gym. So
Yeah. I've
I,
seen your setup at home
set up,
online. I thought, oh man, you got everything. You got
yeah,
your own sled that you run up and down your own track, and then I see you with the squat racks and.
yeah,
But yeah, well, obviously we'll get into it because you're going to share what HYROX is involved with
yep.
because I was looking at it. I thought it was like something like what was that other sport, the CrossFit?
CrossFit. Yep.
Is it
I
very
dabbled in
similar?
that a little bit.
Yeah.
It is. However, we don't do any lifting movements apart
Mm,
from lifting kettlebells,
yeah.
which we call farmer carry movement in HYROX. But there's no complicated movements. We're not required to jump up on a rope and climb up
Oh
the
yeah.
rope, and
Yeah.
do snatches with a
Oh
heavy
yeah. With the
barbell.
bars. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to do handstands, things like that. They're all functional movements.
Mm.
They're movements that most people can do and probably do in the gym every day. You know,
Wow.
push,
Yeah.
pull, and
Yes.
of course run. I don't know how many people run, but
Nah.
not many
I'm
people.
at the
Not
moment.
many people my age run. Actually, Pacific people run
Yes.
my
Yeah.
age.
So the motivation to keep you committed to training,
Yeah,
what is your motivation? Like, how do you keep yourself
yeah, that's a
going?
good question. That's a good question, Terry. Well, my biggest motivation is longevity and quality of life,
Mm,
and I want to stay strong, mobile, independent as I age. And I believe that maintaining fitness is one of the best ways to achieve that. And HYROX it gives me a structured goal to work toward. I know exactly what's in HYROX, so I train specifically for those activities, those movements. And the process of training has not only improved my physical health, but it's also, uh, well, it's improved my mental resilience because there's some dark there were some dark moments during those respective races that I mentioned in Brisbane and in
in
Auckland
Auckland?
where
Yeah.
you basically have to dig real deep, deeper than I ever had to do in the past. So I've had some dark moments in
Mm,
the past, but as you get older, you think,
yeah.
I'm over this. I'm not doing
Thinking,
this.
why am I doing this?
So it's also about inspiring others, especially those over
Yes.
50, to see that age is not a barrier to pushing yourself and
Mm,
achieving new milestones.
that's
So
correct. Yeah. I
my
mean,
big,
like I mentioned about myself starting back in January. Just seeing that weight I was in, and I was like, oh man, that's not good. That was good when I was lifting before, not anymore. So, and then, like I said, seeing you in action, oh, yeah, if this fellow can do it, I can do it. So I'll slowly get involved. And like when Shane, our other also who's looking after our technical side of things, mentioned you and said, hey, look at this guy. I was like, oh, maybe one day I'll get in there, and try it because it's always good to have something in the future or goals to go, okay, I want to go for that. Yeah, because my goal at the moment is just to walk up my hill, which is behind me back here, to get up there next month. So I struggled
absolutely.
before. Yeah.
And what's that? What's the maunga called, Te Are?
Oh, it's called Himi Matinga and Wakanai down. I'm on the Kapiti coast here
Oh,
in
beautiful.
Paraparumu. Yeah, Himi Matinga. I said my goal is to get up there in March, and I'm feeling good. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Keep me posted.
yeah. I will. I'll keep in touch. Yeah. Um, Yeah, and also I guess where you mentioned about your personal with keeping you motivated while you training, family is also important too.
Oh, it is,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
uh, I wouldn't be where I am today without my family because
mm,
it's quite a selfish sport, really.
yeah,
My wife calls me the HYROX widow because I'm training most days,
Yeah. Wow, it must be 24/7 almost.
Fortunately, it isn't. As you get older, you've got to train a lot smarter. Yeah,
Smarter. Yeah.
harder, but a lot smarter. I don't train like I
Yeah.
used to when I was a young fella. And
Teenager.
Te Ati, it's you're pretty fit as a young fella, and physically
Mm.
you can do a lot of things when you're a young
And
fella. But as you get
your
older,
mind's onto it, sort of.
exactly,
Mm.
Like that.
and you have no responsibilities
Yeah. Yeah.
as
Hey,
you get older.
I can just remember you mentioned Masters Rugby League. Who did you play for up those ways?
Or just one-off games for
Yeah.
Otara.
Okay,
Yeah,
Scorpions.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
no. I manage and look after our Masters team down here in Wellington, St George Rugby League. Yeah, so St George
All right,
Dragons. Oh,
that's great.
and Te Ho just came on board last year with the Dragons. So yeah, it's just something for. It's another journey that we try and get a lot of our guys, Pacific Islanders, PIs, and Maoris, or anybody, to remain active is just get into some sort of come back into team sport. But then like you're the HYROX is individual, but hey, well,
Yeah,
it all swings around.
that's
Yeah.
a good point. That's a good point you make about team sports. Most people like to engage in social type activities
Mm,
because they probably are more motivated
yeah.
to move, to be physically
Correct.
active when they're around
Yeah.
other people. So that's great.
Yeah.
We tend to encourage more people, particularly over 50s, to engage in
Mm,
physical activity. And if it's team sport or group fitness or joining a gym where others train as
that's it.
well, or just
Yeah.
finding a friend and arranging a walk or swim and go
Mm,
for it.
that's
Uh,
it.
but I don't mind training as on my own. I like the solitude and I thrive on it. And
That's it.
Hyrox,
Yeah. And
and Hyrox,
that keeps you going. Yeah.
yeah. And for Hyrox,
Yeah.
you're on your own.
Oh, right.
I
You can't
can't
blame anyone else.
yeah, I can't rely on anybody else.
No.
It's
No.
a purely
It's you.
an individual sport. So if you can't do it by yourself, if you can't train by yourself,
Mm,
you most likely to struggle with high rocks.
yeah.
But fortunately, you can do it in pairs as well. There
Okay.
are pairs categories. You can do it as a mixed double with another woman, or you can do it
Mm,
as doubles with another
Okay.
male, or you
Yeah.
can do it with your son even, or your daughter,
true.
or your wife. So
Oh.
lots of
Hey,
opportunities involved.
Clark, what is HYROX then? What can you
Oh,
explain? Like I'm still trying to learn about it, or
yeah, yeah.
what
Well,
is this?
well, HYROX is a global fitness competition that combines functional strength exercises and endurance running. 60% of the event is made up of running, which includes the transition area. When you finish a movement, you have to run back out on the track. So that's the transition
Mm.
between the station and the track is the transition. So that's all included in
Wow.
the
So what
event.
would be the distance from that transition station to on the
Oh,
track?
they vary from course to course, country to
Oh,
country.
yeah.
The one in
Hey,
Auckland, that was a short transition compared to the one in Brisbane.
How
Brisbane.
many meters you reckon?
So, oh, for the Auckland one, anywhere between no, the shortest distance to the first one was virtually straight off the track, straight
Straight.
into the. So it's about 5 meters.
No,
Oh,
okay.
Yeah,
yeah. Okay,
and
I
you
thought
finish
it'd
on
be
the wall balls,
100,
and that's
200.
you finish on the wall balls, which is the last workout station.
Oh,
So
okay.
from when you come back inside to the stadium, probably about 100 meters, maybe.
Well,
Yep.
yeah,
Mm,
that was
So that's
different.
your transition area. Yeah.
Uh,
So that's all included in your total
and,
time because
yeah.
every time you finish a station, the
yeah.
time is cumulative. So it just adds on. So the more time you waste in the transition area, the more,
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
I'll start on my
So,
walking, and I'll
yeah,
slowly start moving.
yeah. And
All
also,
right. Sounds good.
it's designed to test both power and stamina in one race style event. So it's just continuous. Competitors must complete 8 1 kilometer runs,
um,
each followed by a different workout. So
Mm,
it's often described as a hybrid endurance event. So combining elements of CrossFit, obstacle course racing, and traditional endurance sports like marathon running. Yeah.
wow.
how long did
Definitely.
how long is the overall like HYROX? how long does it last? I mean,
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, the elites, they do it in under an hour,
wow,
1 hour,
nice.
and recreational or first timers probably anywhere from an hour and a half to say 3 hours. There's no cutoff,
There's no
which is great.
okay.
Yeah,
There's no time limit. Like
No
whatever
time
it
limit.
takes, it takes. You do it. You
yeah.
complete it.
That's right.
Oh,
Wow,
Yeah.
okay.
is this a new thing that's coming up for for those
Over
people, those
50s.
ages? This is
Yeah,
a new sport, is it? A new
it is.
HYROX.
One that I competed in recently, HYROX
Yeah.
Auckland, that was the first inaugural event in New Zealand.
Wow,
Yeah. So it's the first of its kind in New Zealand. And they've got
It's probably
several races in Australia.
Yeah.
And Brisbane was the first, well, the first one I went to last year was the first time. It was held in Brisbane. So it's just spreading throughout the world.
yes.
It actually started in 2017 in Hamburg by two German guys.
Gee.
And their vision was to create a global fitness race that was both accessible to everyday athletes and challenging enough for elite competitors. So it doesn't matter where you go in the world to compete at a HYROX race. It follows a standardized format. So you're always going to run 8 1 kilometers followed by 8 workout stations,
okay.
So you have a run, finish a workout, then you run back out on the
Run
course,
back.
come back and do the next workout, and you finish with the wall balls, 100 wall balls.
Oh, okay. 100, and that's with the squat and with it. You're squatting and then.
Yes.
Wow.
But as I said, Te Are and Tera, you can do it with a teammate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you share the workload. You both have to run, but you
Oh,
can
okay.
share the workload at the stations, at each station. So you might do 50 wall balls each, or you might do 10 and have a rest, and the next person does 10 until you do your total of 100. And then the last part is, which is probably the best part, is when you run through the finish line. It's lights, flash, and then your name appears on the clock, on the timer, on the score sheet, and your name is called out. And it's great. You feel like a champion.
Yes.
Every person is made to feel like a champion, and that's what I like about it.
Especially all the hard work that you put into it. Hey, also a question. So your times for when you did your first race in Queensland, and then your Auckland HYROX, did they differ? They differed,
Yeah,
as in you
yeah.
improved more, or
No, well, my goal was to improve on my Brisbane time, but I finished in 142 in Auckland, and my one in Brisbane was 139. However, as I said, the courses differ. As I mentioned before, the transition areas make a big difference, to your time. And of course, the track here in Auckland, it wasn't flat. So as soon as you come out of the building, you had to do a little climb.
So where was this?
But after 7 of those, mate, it feels like your monga behind you in Wakanai.
Yeah, hard out. Just looking at it, I'm already coughing. Even thinking about it, I go, I'll get there. So do they do they judge on your technique when you're doing your the courses? You've got the
Yes.
walls.
Yeah,
What are the exercises again? You got the wall.
Yep, you've got a ski erg, which is a stand-up
ski erg.
rower. Have you seen it?
Yeah. Is that a technique too on there?
Yeah, it's technique. You basically pull with your arms, but you use your lats to actually do the donkey work, and then you lean over at the waist and
to bring it
your
down.
thighs kicking. You know what I mean? It's just to finish it off.
And how many of those did you have to do?
Well, you do 1,000 meters.
Oh, yes.
But they put the damper setting. The default damper setting is what controls the air that goes into the wheel.
Yeah.
So the higher the setting, the
Oh,
harder it is.
yeah.
The lower
Gee.
the setting, the easier it is. But you can change it as many times as you like. But the damper setting is set on 6. On 6. So you row for 1,000 meters. But after a run,
Yeah.
some people bolt
Yeah.
out, and if you go too hard out on the
First.
first run in the ski, then most people found wanting at the end.
Yeah, gee, come on.
It's all about pacing yourself.
Mm,
It's
mm.
difficult to do though, guys.
Yeah.
It's
And
kind of
it's all in
easy,
their head again. You're using your head going, oh,
and also
yeah.
it's determined by how much preparation you've actually done to
True, mate.
get ready
You
for
put
that
it in.
race. Yeah. Not many people. There are some people who just don't do any training, just go in
Just
and
turn up.
give it a go.
Turn up.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A week's notice. Yeah, I'm giving it a go. I don't know what's worse, preparing for it or not preparing for it.
Well, it's probably preparing for it, I think.
Yeah.
I would say personally. It's going, oh, yeah, I prepare myself and get that motivation going until the big day comes. And then that's it, give it all.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah. So there are rules involved.
okay. And
But
if any of the rules are like to say if a technique is
Get
not
penalised.
correctly done, do you get
you
penalised
get
or you
penalised.
start again?
Yeah. For example, with with the sled pull,
Yes.
if your foot hits the back line, which is well
Oh,
marked, um, at the end the of that movement, then you have to go back up the other end and pull
it's
the
done.
sled for at least another 5 to 15 meters. You know what I mean? That's your penalty.
Oh,
So
jeez.
they just add that onto your time. So you get a slower time at the end.
So, like, sorry, I didn't research this, but on the day you may have had 1,000 competitors. Do they have 1,000 people
No, they
um,
don't. Unfortunately,
judges? Oh,
no. Unfortunately, so yeah, it's all dependent on how many volunteers there are or
okay.
judges there are.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the judges can't pull up everyone. You're going to miss
Right.
some
Yeah.
Yeah.
who don't perform the movement correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Another thing too to probably get you through your training is nutrition. What do you do? What's your nutrition?
Oh, I'm a plant-based eater.
Right.
I don't call myself a vegetarian because I'm not a. I've been a vegetarian since January 2024.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, so I was
So
a
yeah,
meat eater,
over yeah.
but
Yep.
I decided to swap over because I just wasn't getting the energy required
Okay.
to train eating meat for some
Because
reason.
I thought
So
because I hear about like this carnivore diet and all this jazz is supposed to give you the
yeah,
proteins and stuff, and obviously I think in the
yeah,
carnivore things there's no veggies, but yeah, from what you're experiencing that year, obviously it's helped
well, it has.
the meat.
Well, it
Yeah.
plays nutrition plays a massive role in both my training and recovery because
Yeah.
recovery is just as important as the training. And as you get older, te ara and te rau,
Yeah. Yeah.
recovery is so important. And as I mentioned before, I'm not a young fella anymore,
Yeah.
so my
You
recovery
look
is
like
lot slower. It takes a lot longer to recover between workouts, so you gotta look after your body as you get older. So I follow a vegetarian diet. I focus on protein sources like tofu, lentils, beans, and plant-based protein powders. I have a pea powder. I
Pea
sometimes
powders.
put a spoon of that in my homemade muesli that my wife um,
Yes.
makes for me. That's just to maintain muscle strength. Carbohydrates for energy. I ensure I get enough whole foods. I like eating whole foods like
Yes.
oats,
Oats. Yeah.
quinoa, and kumara or sweet
Yeah.
potatoes.
Yeah.
So
Really
do
good.
you juice? Do you do any juicing? Like,
No,
is
I
that?
don't do any juicing because you can actually over
Oh,
juice. You
yeah.
can actually juice too much, or and go over above your daily intake that
Oh,
you need.
intake.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So instead of
Yeah.
one apple, you put 5 apples in there. That's a lot of sugar. You know what I mean?
True.
Yeah.
So no, I don't juice much at all. If at all,
Oh,
actually.
I started juicing, but I only take like 250 mils a shot in the morning, and then one in the afternoon.
Cool, cool,
But it's a mixture. I've got ginger, turmeric, apple,
nice. Yeah.
cucumber. I've got everything. You name it, carrot, everything, all in the one.
There's your,
100%
there's your,
so much
there's your
acid.
macronutrients right there because they don't have calories in it, Tiare. So that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
As
yeah.
opposed to carbohydrates, fats, and proteins,
Correct.
they're your calories. That's what gives
Yeah,
you energy. You need those.
yeah.
Yeah. So
And then, like you say, the
hydration,
oats. Mm, yeah.
I've, I have that especially before and after long runs or strength sessions. So when I did the HYROX event and the Brisbane events, I didn't have any electrolytes,
Right.
and
Oh,
um, so key learnings from that was, man, I need to do something about that. And the only reason why I didn't use electrolytes because I don't buy I don't buy electrolytes
Yeah. So
commercial
what do
electrolytes.
you use?
So I started
Oh, and
making
what does
my
that
own.
that's
consist
right.
of?
Wow.
Yeah, I make my own. Recently, for the last 2 weeks, I'm in rebuilding phase for HYROX. So for the last 2 weeks, I've been
Yeah.
making my own electrolytes. So 500 mils of water, Himalayan
Okay.
salt or sea salt. Grind that into my bottle. I use for a shaker, and then uh, lemon, one whole lemon. I'll cut it in half, and then I'll juice half of it, and I'll pour
Mm.
that into the bottle, and then
Oh,
It's,
honey,
it's your
it's,
sweetener.
you know
a
what?
teaspoon of
You
honey.
sound like you're
Yeah, yeah,
one of our
yeah.
brothers, one of our mates, Vila Kilometer. Same sort of thing. It sounds
Oh,
like
yeah.
what you're talking about. When he, yeah, tell me how
There you go.
he's
Is he
making
making
that
it as
and he
well?
was giving the
Of
ingredient to us.
pineapple,
Mate,
Hey,
ginger, turmeric.
the
Yeah.
and it's
natural.
natural.
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
natural. Yep, it's natural.
Ah,
So
so good.
I shake that up, and instead of putting the honey into the to the mix because it
Doesn't mix now. It'll be
doesn't mix
just
very well
floating,
because
eh?
it's solid. So
Yeah.
I'll
That's
just
it.
eat it
Yeah.
straight off the teaspoon,
Drink
and
your.
then I'll pour it into a cup, a glass, and I'll drink it. But I'll drink that an hour
Mm.
before I need to, especially on my
Okay.
long runs. So I usually take that before my long runs. So my long run is 8 to 12 k's, and I took it this morning. So it needs to basically you need to be able to digest it and
Yeah.
imbibe it to have any effect. And then I go for my run, and that stops me from
Okay.
cramping. Makes because I sweat a lot, so the Himalayan salt it makes sure it neutralizes that. It makes up for the lost sweat.
Wow.
Yep, that you lose through sweat. You lose the sodium through sweat, so that balances it out. And the vitamin C, the
Mm.
lemon juice, that helps to to process that energy to help your body process the energy that you need, and vitamin C sort of gives it a
So
kickstart. Yeah, and the water,
yeah,
place
true. And so
fluids.
with the commercialized electrolytes that we shouldn't be taking. What's your point on those? It's just too much sugar here.
Oh no, no, I'm not saying don't take them.
Yeah.
Or for me, I just
Yeah.
don't know what's
Okay.
in them,
It's probably there's too much
and
sugar
and
in the
and
long run. Yeah.
maybe and other chemicals that
Mm.
they add to it. You
Mm.
know what I mean?
Okay.
So so I've decided to go down this way, and it's a
Yeah.
lot
No,
cheaper
no,
too.
that's an
So
awesome homemade remedy there. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna use it.
yeah,
Yeah, use that. So
yeah,
can you
try
substitute
it.
the water with coconut water?
Yes, coconut, lots
Yes.
of potassium,
Okay.
probably better.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep. What is coconut
Oh
water
yeah,
like?
no, I did mix. I started using that with my juices. So I had my juices, and I go, oh, I want to try this because
Yeah,
I thought it was like natural
cool.
electrolytes as well. So no, and it tastes good,
Yeah, it is.
and it
It is
does sort of
great.
yeah, sort of brings on the energy again that I've noticed. Yeah, yeah. So
Good.
I thought, oh, change it because I
Yeah.
used to use the water.
Oh, and also I had a
Mm,
banana as well. Probably about 10 minutes before I set off on my.
Okay.
It's a good way of preventing cramp as well because it's got magnesium in it. But
Okay.
I eat homemade muesli packed with nuts, dried fruit, seeds, and desiccated coconut. Basically,
Yes.
you can pick anything in there really. And I
Yeah.
drink koko Samoa almost daily to ease muscle soreness, improve sleep
Oh.
quality, and it's a great recovery drink as well. So apparently, if you have that before you work out, before your
Coffee
first
some
workout,
more. Hey.
yep,
Pre-workout.
yeah, bro, and after, because it
Wow.
alleviates the muscle soreness. For me, it does anyway.
Wow.
So,
I'm gonna try that now. It's just
yeah,
you boil it, eh?
I do.
I'm not sure.
So I source my cocoa from a place called Auntie Tommy's, and here in Glen Eden, beautiful cocoa, and they roast their own cocoa, bro.
Mm.
They dry
So do
beans.
you have to grind it for
Yeah,
it
well,
to?
the way they make it, yeah, they do. Or you can just get it in a traditional way. That has nibs in it. That bingle at the end of it.
Mm.
Yeah, you can
Gee.
still get that because that's processed from raw cocoa.
Okay.
Whereas this one that I get is dried beans, so it's because you can't import raw cocoa into Samoa, so it has to be dried.
Oh.
And so then they grind it with a
Grind.
it's an interesting process. But anyway, I get my cocoa pods from there, and
Wow.
they like
Okay, that's
coffee
good to know.
capsule. They like coffee capsule pods, and I'll chuck it into a pot, put about a cup of water in it. But if you like it strong, stick 2 of those pods in, and I drink it without sugar. But you can stick cinnamon in it or whatever to give it some flavor.
Or honey. Hey, put some honey in it.
Yeah, or dash of honey, and
I mean,
drink it that way. So I usually have it before I sleep, before my workouts. I drink it probably about 3 to 5 cups a day.
so before this training, sleep is important. Yeah. Rest.
Yeah. I don't often get the recommended daily sleep requirement, which is up to 8 hours. I mean, who does? I mean,
Yes.
really?
Mine's about 6.
Usually, yeah, 5 to 6. I'll be happy if I can get 7.
Yeah, same. But
As much-
usually, probably 3 in the morning. That guy that's with us, I'm getting a message, man.
3 in the morning.
Shane,
What's that guy do? He's getting for his
What?
epic rides because he goes on these long bike rides, doesn't he? Lights and all.
This guy. Wow.
However, I have my vices too, Tiare. I mean,
Yep.
I'm not a saint with my nutrition, but I love date
I'm not.
scones, but I often eat them only when I go to a cafe. Never at home because if I make them, I'll end up eating a whole lot.
In a whole lot, eh? That's a other thing, I think.
And I seldom drink alcohol because it plays around with your body too much. Yeah, and so with age, it takes a long time to process and get rid of the alcohol in your body. So
That's right. The
I
following
just
day.
rather go without. So I just dabble. I just have little dreams here and there.
Yeah. In
I look
moderation.
after myself, and I feel good anyway. Waking up in the morning and,
Hey, what about kava?
kava. Oh, I love kava, but I seldom have it. So but hey, kava's good too.
Yeah, I enjoy kava.
Good recovery drink as well. It's out there.
Yeah. So you
Why
just
do you
wake up.
enjoy it? Why do you enjoy it?
Oh, because it's just relaxing. You just sitting there with the boys. You're not drinking the alcohol. I don't drink the alcohol. I just have my cups of kava, my coconut shell, and then you can just wake up in the morning and it's like, oh, okay,
No, so here.
and start the day again with no headache or anything.
That's great.
And with it being a root from the garden, from the ground, and you just mix it with water. Wow, it's just plain as. So
Yeah. Does it help with your recovery for your work after your workouts?
It does. Even like when you're aching,
Good.
you have a kava session, or if you're by yourself, you just probably mix up a couple of liters and then drink it, and then you relax. Your muscles relax. Then probably have a spa.
Yep.
If you have a spa, and then that's it, bro. That's me.
What about you, Tito?
No, I don't really. Yeah, the odd occasion, motivation, in moderation. I mean, to drink. I haven't that. I didn't even have a little zip of his cover last year. Hey,
No.
hey, Charlie, when the boys were doing it, nah. Like I said, the odd occasion, I'm like yourself. If it's there, I'll drink a little bit. But mind you, my sister had her 50th the other week, and I had a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Did your did your moves back in the day?
That's good improvement.
Yeah. Hey,
Clark. Hey,
Tino.
No, I wanted to ask you, Clark, about the first time you heard about HYROX, and what did how did you hear about it? That's the first time I've ever heard it. When the boys were mentioning it to me about you, Clark.
Yeah.
How did you get into it? Like, how did you hear about it? Where did it come from?
Well, I first came across HYROX through social media and fitness circles, and probably about 7 years ago, I was doing predominantly bodyweight exercises, and so there was a particular channel on YouTube, and they provided these workouts, and they also provided HYROX workouts. I didn't think anything of it at the time. This is about 8 years ago.
So that would have been the same time around ZUU. ZUU.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I was already training in both running and strength work, and HYROX seemed like the perfect challenge to combine both elements. And the idea of pushing myself through a structured fitness race, as I said before, I know what's in the event, so I was trained purposely for it. And so that really appealed to me, especially as an athlete in the 50-plus category, looking to prove that age doesn't define ability. So that's a good question today, and that's how I got into it, and I'm so passionate. HYROX is a sport.
Yeah.
And I love it.
And I must say, I'm sure I saw Shane Cameron. He must have went to your Auckland event. Shane Cameron, the boxer.
I think he did the doubles.
Oh, yeah. Because I saw him post on one of his follows page too. I'm like, hey, he did that HYROX thing. Wow.
Yeah. He would have been good at it too. He's quite fit.
Well, he looked fit. And I was like, hey, okay.
All I'll say about that is good on him, for doing that. But I was just a little bit, when he had that fight against the bro. Also, and they were coming up to the top. But that's all banter, right? But what a hell of a fight. But anyway.
I'm sure he'll never forget it, and I'm sure people like you will keep on reminding him about it too.
I think a lot of people do. Yeah, I can recall him. He showed up. I think maybe after that race up there in that event that he did the HYROX. So he was really pleased with the event itself. Because it's just something different, like how you've shared.
It's a great atmosphere, and unlike CrossFit, the spectators are up close and personal. They can virtually touch the athletes. You're standing about a meter from the workout stations, and so
they're right there.
They're right there, and it's great to have that support from your family and friends when you're racing, because when you're digging deep mentally, it just helps to have someone there also supporting you along the way as well.
Yeah. So you just mentioned family. So being a Samoan, I'm not saying, but you must have a lot of family that just followed you on this the race, the event.
Well, they do, but it's a different type of support. I described it. It's the type of support that you normally get when you receive a post or someone comments on, say, a post that on my Facebook page. That's the support I get, and when we get together at family konga'is or gatherings, they'll mention HYROX, but the support is there, but it's not.
It's not like in their face sort of.
Yeah, it's not in your face. They acknowledge that you do it, which is great.
Has it? Have you inspired some of your family members to jump on board?
Not yet. Well, my wife wants to do a mixed doubles with me.
Yep.
Yeah. And my daughter in the UK, she's based in the UK. She's coming back to New Zealand for Christmas, so hopefully we'll be able to. She's offered invitation to do a HYROX with me at the next Auckland race.
Wow, see, that's cool.
Daughter and father, activity together, and we'll be in the 45 to 49 age group because they combine the total age or my age and her age, and then they divide it by 2, and that's how.
Oh, you're in between. That's the in between age. Oh, true.
In between age. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. I guess I have I guess I have not to do HYROX, but to help them become more active in other ways.
Yeah, that's it in other ways, and probably look at how the I guess the eating plans and stuff nowadays. Because a lot of especially with us PIs, we just eat whatever, and a lot of the carbs. But and it comes down to like you'll be inspiring others, and such as what I've seen too. I know that some of my family members have seen what I've been up to, and I'm living proof, like how you're living proof. Yeah. So hey, he can do it, I can do it. So and it's just a matter of this, your mind,
Yes, it is.
Sticking to it. Yeah.
Clark, what advice could you give someone like myself and other people like my age, 50 and 50 plus? What advice will you give to us to, if we're going to try it out, try this whole stuff out?
Okay. That's a good question. Good question. Well, I'd start slow. Start slow. Focus on building endurance and strength first. Train smart. Balance cardio, strength, and recovery to prevent injuries.
Yeah.
I think the biggest one is believe in yourself, no matter what other people will say or what experience you've had in the past with fitness and exercise.
Mm-hmm.
Age is just a number. HYROX is for anyone willing to put in the work. And I think, and the other thing is to have fun.
Yeah.
As part of HYROX is challenging yourself and enjoying the journey. So that would be my advice for people over 50. Yeah, start slow. Don't be in a hurry to get to the end. It's all about the journey. It is the process. And even if you don't achieve your outcome, just remind yourself that it's all about the journey, and the outcome will come. It may not be tomorrow, it may not be in a month's time, but it will come in different forms. It may not be the race itself. The outcome may be transferring to other parts of your life. You know what I mean? Better relationships, better work motivation. I don't know. You may be inspired to take up something else because of HYROX.
That's right.
Just listening to Tiare, he's sounds like he's sort of looked into it, and so if he was going to do it, mate, I'm your partner, bro.
Yeah,
I'm just saying,
Hey,
maybe both of you could do it. You and Tado.
Yeah.
Hey, but Te Hau's got a different maunga down in Poreroa. What's the name of it?
Colonial Knob.
That's the one. That's the one. That's got more steps than my one.
Okay.
Well, maybe something. Yes, something for us to look into, and mate, set yourself a goal. Small steps, mate.
Yeah, man. Small steps.
Oh, I've never seen so many PIs at one event.
Hey, is that right?
Yeah, and Māori. Yeah. All age groups, particularly the older age group. It was wonderful to see.
Good to encourage our PI people and Māori, Pacific Island people that are around our age as well about this, because I've never really heard about it until these guys were talking about it. And yourself, Clark, so it's still new to me. So
have you seen the race?
No, I've never really seen it.
Oh, well, after tonight,
Going to Clark's.
Go and search up HYROX on YouTube and have a look. Yeah, this is how much has exploded. From just a few cities in Europe to now over 16 countries with over 90,000 athletes competing annually. So, they have a HYROX World Championship every year, and this year it's in Chicago. Last year was in Nice. The year before that was in Manchester. And in the UK, they have 70,000 athletes competing or vying to buy tickets for 16,000 spots. So they have to go into a ballot or go over to another HYROX in Europe to compete because they can't get tickets in the UK.
Wow.
To compete.
What sort of pricing would you look at?
Oh, they're not $200 at least in New Zealand. In America, I think it was 200 US. That's a lot. That's like 400 Kiwi. But there were 7,000 up to 7,000 athletes competing at the Auckland HYROX, and there were about 5,000 spectators over 2 days.
Wow! So they split the age groups up like you might perform on the first day, the over 50s.
Oh, they basically have waves, and every 10 to 20 minutes, another wave will start. But they mix all the age groups, so you don't know who you can. So you're competing against all age groups. So there's no point in competing against the person that's next to you because every wave comes every 20 minutes. So they all morph into one at the end. It's just one continuous race after another, and it continues for the whole day. Starts at say 8 o'clock in the morning, and will finish at say 6:30 in the evening. So
wow.
So that's the beauty of HYROX.
Yeah. So they must have a lot of equipment to cater, just in case, you get to your next station like, hey, I don't have a ball.
Oh no, that's why the waves start every 20 minutes. So the first
20 minutes, so it allows 20-minute gap.
The next one, allows a gap. They've worked it out. They've got a really good model, HYROX HQ, and since 2017 they've been able to refine the model, and it runs really well now. So you shouldn't have those problems when you.
I'd seen an episode where you were away on holiday. So when you're away on holiday, obviously you don't have your equipment with you. You're not at home at your home gym. You're using what's out there, I guess, wherever you're holidaying. Yeah. So you prep yourself, obviously, because you want to keep working every day.
Yeah, training. I do. So when I travel, I adapt my workouts to whatever environment I'm in. So I prioritize bodyweight exercise because you can do them anywhere, like push-ups, squats, lunges, and core workout to maintain strength.
Just the basics,
If I have access to a hotel gym, I'll use whatever equipment is available to replicate my usual training session as closely as possible. And running, I can run anywhere. So running is also a great way to stay active while exploring new places. So additionally, I focus on mobility and stretching because that's really important, especially as you get older. That's really important. In fact, I probably do more. I've probably done more mobility and stretching over 50 than I've ever done as a young fella.
So you're talking about mobility, or is that in the way of stretching using bands, or doing band stretching?
Dynamic stretching,
dynamics,
exercises, especially on my back, because the back takes a hammering, guys. So you really need to make sure that your back
yoga type stretches.
Yep. Holding a pose for at least 2 minutes. Hip, shoulder, ankle. I'll sit on those poses.
Yeah. Sure. What are your future HYROX plans for the future?
Yeah, good question. Well, I turned 60 in May.
Hey, don't even look 60.
50.
That's
49.
It's a Koko Samoa.
See, so that's the trick. Yeah, that's the trick. Okay.
Yeah, Koko Samoa, man. And my goal is to qualify for the HYROX World Championships in the 2025-26 season. And as I mentioned before, my wife and I are also planning to compete together in the HYROX mixed doubles event in Melbourne in December 2025. And as I mentioned before, in addition, I'll be competing in HYROX Auckland in 2026 with my daughter. I'll still do the singles because the mix is the next day. Yep.
Oh,
And
Oh, you
it's
can
not,
compete in
yeah,
both.
yeah. Well, yeah, I'd
man.
like to because if I don't qualify for world champs
Oh, the world
in
champs.
Brisbane and Sydney, I think it's in Sydney's the next one in July. Then I'll have to try and qualify in Auckland for that because you have to podium. You have to podium.
Far
First,
out.
second, third. How
Yeah,
much? What?
first primarily. But if someone who wins that event has already qualified and then goes to the next person,
Okay.
Whoa.
the invitation is sent to that next person. So yeah, first, second, and third, depending on who's already qualified out of those three. If
And
no
it's
one's
just
qualified, yeah,
it's just with the age, eh? That's the qualifier. It's your age.
yeah. So I'll qualify for
In
the.
time, is it time qualifying?
No,
Time.
it's just the age group.
Wow, and come in first, second, third.
Yes,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my goal. If it doesn't happen next year, I'll just try again, keep going. So
Yeah.
as someone over 50, I am committed to continuing my training well into the later decades of my life. So I'd like to be doing I'd like to be doing
Keep
this.
doing it. Well,
Yeah,
well, that
and
sounds like it can be done
yeah,
because
I
it's
think
what
so.
you do daily. You're
Yeah,
running and your body weight and
you're right. Yeah, Tally, it's
throwing the
doing it.
ball.
Yeah. Yeah. So maintaining strength, endurance, and overall well-being. That's what's most important.
Yeah.
And I like to encourage other over 50s to continue their training with those things in mind because that's more important, really. It's
Mm,
your quality of life. And
yeah,
to be able to do that, you still need to be able to push, pull, and do everyday
correct.
things
Yeah,
that our
yeah.
bodies are slowly not doing enough of. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Your body's sort of saying, "Hey, you're getting older," but it's with when your mind has to come in and say, "Nah, mate, we can get in there.
Yeah.
Keep moving." So your well-being and your mental well-being.
This question here, Clark.
Yes.
HYROX is a test of both physical and mental endurance. Was there a specific, or you knew you were completely spent, like
Oh,
it's
oh,
off your?
definitely.
How did you push through that? You know, when you got to that.
That's a good question. That's a good question. Uh, in terms of the HYROX Auckland event, I
Mm,
knew I was completely spent when I got back to the end of the race. I got to the back end of the race, which is the other half of the race,
Mm.
and launched into the burpee broad jumps for 80 meters.
wow.
After just 4 reps, I could feel my energy was completely depleted. Well, not completely, but I felt that way. And really hit hard. And reality hit hard. I still had 3 runs and 3 workouts left to complete. So at
Mm.
that moment, it became a battle of survival. And my body wanted to shut down, but I knew that if I let my mind spiral, I'd slide into a deep, dark hole. That's how I described it to my friends afterwards. And that would be almost impossible to climb out if you let it.
Yeah.
So I had to break it down rep by rep, step by step, telling myself, "Hey, just get through the station, then I can get through the next run." That's what it came down to in the end. So this was where mental toughness really mattered.
Yeah.
And telling today, you know what mental toughness is. We did it back in the league days,
Yeah, yeah,
when we were physically able to do, it was not a
yeah.
problem, but you still had to dig deep. So I had trained for this. I had prepared for the fatigue. I had reminded myself that everyone else was suffering too. This
Wow.
guy in the sandbag lunge segment, all I saw at the corner of my eye was a loud. Well, I heard a loud crash, and this sandbag just rolled in front of me out of nowhere. And next minute, this guy collapsed right beside me. He was probably similar age to me. Well, obviously he didn't continue, but he was suffering. So if he was
Wow.
suffering, I was suffering.
Especially especially you that dark spot. I mean, you're doing the burpees,
Burpees, yeah.
Fuck.
so you hit the ground, get up, then you got to move down, up, move.
Yep.
How many meters?
80. Burpee
Yeah.
forward jumps. So you got to do a
Yeah.
burpee, then you got to jump forward.
What?
That's 80 meters, almost the length of the rugby field.
Yeah.
But prior to that, you did all the other events
Another
before
thing.
that, all the
I
other
never thought of it
exercises.
that way, but yes,
That's
yes.
crazy.
Yeah, it'd be worse if it was a muddy rugby field.
Yeah, will it still carry on if it was muddy? Doesn't matter.
Actually, it'd probably be an advantage because I'd be able
Yeah,
to
you slide.
forward a bit more.
Hey, I can't stop myself. Yeah.
The physical, the treatment that you put on your body, man. It's like,
I know. But it was about who could suffer better and keeping moving forward. So I focused on staying in control, breathing, and avoiding any sudden drop in pace. So HYROX isn't just about being physically strong. It's about learning to push through the wall of exhaustion when everything in you is saying stop. And that's exactly what I did. I refused to stop, and I made it to the finish line.
Well, congratulations, man.
man.
That's so powerful, because I can just imagine. I mean, powerlifting is totally different to what you've just competed in. When I went overseas for to Singapore and then from New Zealand, it's different mindset again because you're overseas. You got to acclimatize. You get used to their temperature, and then you're competing against all these other people you don't know, and you want to win. And you get into that dark space. You're like, for example, all we did is just squats, bench press, and deadlifts. So far out, man. Yeah.
Ooh, you make it sound like work, but man.
No, it's not light work, bro. I'm thinking back going, that wasn't light work. Well, your stuff was not light work. That's different again.
Yeah. Particularly at our age when people think, oh man, over 50, man, take a break, take a rest. But I'm demonstrating or showing that no, we can all do it. We can all push ourselves.
Yeah.
Age is just a number.
Yes.
Your belief. It's whether you're willing to go there or not.
And you're the living proof, so
that's it.
Can't say much about it.
But looking back on your fitness, right? Your journey and your HYROX experience.
Yep.
What are the biggest takeaways that you've learnt along the way?
Yeah, good question. There's so many lessons I've taken from this journey today and Te Are, but a few really stand out for me. One, consistency is king. You don't need to train at 100% intensity every session, but you do need to show up day after day.
Right.
Small, consistent efforts over time build real progress. And there aren't many days that I've missed since I started in 2023.
Wow.
Two, mental strength is just as important as physical strength. HYROX pushes you beyond your limits. And there were moments I wanted to stop, but learning how to fight through exhaustion, self-doubt, and discomfort is what separates good athletes from great ones. And number three, energy management is crucial. I learned the hard way during my race. Going too hard early can destroy your performance later on. Knowing when to push and when to pace is a skill that makes all the difference. So that'll come with time. And unfortunately, you can't prepare for that, and there's no one who can tell you any as well about how you should prepare. You've just got to go through that journey yourself. Number four, adaptability is key. Things won't always go as planned. Maybe training didn't go perfectly, and it doesn't always go there as planned. Or maybe you hit a wall mid-race, like I did with the burpee broad jumps. The key is to stay calm. Just adjust and keep moving forward. And number five, it's never too late to set big goals. HYROX reminding me that age is just a number. Competing at this level in my 50s proves that you can still push boundaries and chase the ambitious goals no matter where you are in life. Now, I said I wanted to be in the World Championships.
Yes.
I think sometimes you got to be delusional. You know what I mean? Because how else are you going to get there?
Yeah.
I reckon we were talking to the next champion of New Zealand, bro.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
It'll be his birthday present.
watch
Hey,
the
Boy.
space. Watch the space. Hopefully, you'll invite me on the next show, and I can say
Oh,
that.
Oh, definitely. We have to do a follow up on how you.
definitely.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
where I'm at. I'll just provide an update. And the
Yes.
second one is community and family support is everything. You've
Yeah.
you've asked me, alluded to some questions about how what sort of impact has family played on in
Mm.
your journey, Clark? Well, it's one of the biggest things. I've left this last because it's really important. What I've realized is that what I've realized is that I could not have done this alone.
Yeah.
My wife, family, friends, and the wider community,
Mm.
including the HYROX community,
Mm.
have been instrumental in my journey. So my wife especially has been my rock. She has literally given up her carport to accommodate my HYROX gym. And you'll see that down
I
into
have. I have.
I'm gonna say
Oh,
tonight.
homemade.
She got nowhere to park her four-wheel drive in her own car. I mean, I'm taking it over. So that space became my training ground, and she has supported me every step of the way. She came to me.
Awesome.
She came to Brizzy with me. She was at Auckland with me, allowing me the time and space to train and just be myself because
Mm.
that's who I am, myself. Without her patience, encouragement, and sacrifices, I honestly couldn't have done this. And I'm incredibly grateful for her unwavering support.
Mm.
And the last one, number 7, surround yourself with the right people. The HYROX
Yes.
community is amazing, and having support, encouragement, and people to train with makes the journey more enjoyable. Surrounding yourself with like-minded people elevates your performance. Just like you guys, you're like-minded people, and
Mm.
that to me helps me to thrive and succeed in my own space, in my own journey. So at the end of the day, this journey has been about growth, resilience,
Yeah.
and proving to myself that I can do hard things,
Mm.
but I never did it alone. I'm grateful for every person who has been part of this experience because their support made all the difference. That's it in
Wow.
a nutshell.
Well, acknowledgement to your wife, yeah, for being there right through the whole journey of your journey. Yeah, like you said, giving up her carport for you to allow your own home gym. Your family, your immediate family and friends, mate. That's it's amazing when you have all that support, and then when you sit back and you think, okay, how do I get here? That's it, you know. Um, yeah, it's been an honour to spend our time with you tonight, there, Clark, because I think we're going over overtime right now at the moment. But hey, that's all good because it's been really, what's the word? It's
Education. Hey,
educational. I've enjoyed what I've heard.
yeah,
It's given me some ideas now that I can look forward to. I did, like I said to the guys, that, oh, that might be my next
yeah,
goal. It's
yeah.
HYROX. By the way, HYROX. They've
Rocks.
just started up a gym in Poriroa here.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. They've
Excellent.
just started up your HYROX gym. So
There you go.
there you are. There you are, Te Hau. That's close to you. Get in there.
Now,
You can start us off.
Well,
first of all,
Towdy
yeah,
with your strength background,
Yes.
you'll be perfect because another thing is you need a lot of leg strength and power. So most of it's leg work.
Yeah. Well, that's why I've taken. I retired probably how many years ago? Well, I've just had 2 hip replacements.
mm,
Oh, okay.
And but that's why I'm on that journey just to get back into it. Like I used to do a lot of riding as well, and then the hips sort of got affected by the riding. But now I pretty much feel 100% now. Feel
well,
much better. My last hip replacement was last year in May, so first one was 2021. So yeah, must have been all that heavy lifting and back in the days trying to play front row prop, hitting those fellas with my hip.
hey,
Thanks for having me
yeah,
on board, guys, and I really enjoyed our time together, fellowshipping and sharing
Mm,
our
mm,
insights in regards to our own fitness journeys. So thanks for
yeah.
sharing it. I really appreciate it, and hopefully we'll touch base another time.
No, we
yeah,
will. We definitely will, and we'll follow up when you go for your worlds.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And also wish you happy birthday in May. Was that right? Was it May?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
But we
Thank
probably
you.
catch up prior to that because you never know. I'll keep an eye on your workouts
Yeah.
and your events.
Yeah.
So from myself in Te Hau and our Blood, Sweat and Talanoa, and also our audience out there, thank you for watching.
Yeah.
Wish you all the best, you and your family. So kia ora, kia manuia.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, Clark.
But